Welcome back. Now, Terminal 1 of the Delhi International Airport is set to reopen by April of this year, post which Terminal 2 will shut down for further repairs and revamp. To know more about the expansion plan, CNBC-TV18's Abhimanyu Sharma caught up with Videh Jaipuriar, CEO of Delhi International Airport, and began by asking about the expansion strategy. Listen in.
As far as expansion strategy is concerned, I think we have just come out of a major expansion work, which has entailed the new Terminal 1, as well as the new runway and Eastern Cross Taxiway. So these are the three major elements. However, there are a lot of other elements also which are part of it, whether it is in terms of new parking stands in T1, T1 being equipped with 22 boarding bridges, and there are some parallel taxiways which actually reduces the taxiing time. So all these have been part of that expansion. Even in Terminal 3, we have put up additional check-in counters, as well as expanded the international to international transfer facility. So the next expansion is going to be immediately, the requirement is that of increasing the international capacity, because we have got in Terminal 3, there are 2 piers which are dedicated to international, and there are 2 piers which are dedicated to domestic. The plan is to convert one of the domestic piers into international, because international, our capacity is 20 million. We already have got a throughput of close to about 22 to 24 million, which we have started seeing. So that work should start sometime in April and will take about 4 to 5 months' time, which will increase our international capacity by 50%. In the meantime, since Terminal 1 is going to be fully operational, so the traffic from T2 as well as one of the piers in T3, we will shift them to T1, which has got enough capacity. And T2 then will be shut down for about 4 to 5 months, which will ensure that we have got a more modernized facility on the air side as well as on the terminal side. And the passenger, it will be then ready for better passenger experience.
The transition period which you just spoke of for shutting down and of reopening of terminals, of course, would be accompanied by an increase in passenger traffic, both for domestic as well as international routes. Now, of course, the Delhi International Airport and also the adjoining areas, other parts of the country are also witnessing a surge in air traffic. What kind of expansion plans or debt plans are there in the offing? Because we also understand there's also another airport coming up within Delhi-NCR itself. Do you feel the opening of that airport is going to take some flights away from here, and possibly would it impact travel plans, especially for short distance flights? Because we do understand that Delhi NCR may be termed as a single region by space or by definition, but it's sprawling over hundreds of square kilometers. So do you think it would be a dampener as far as short routes are concerned?
Okay, you have asked 2 questions. One is that whether we will have capacity constraint. No, we will not have capacity constraint, because we are deconstraining any capacity constraint that we are currently facing. So by August, September, I will have international capacity, which is more than sufficient for the next 3 to 4 years' time. Even domestic capacity, which currently we are handling about 54 million passengers. So between T3, 1 pier, and T1 itself, I have 58 million capacity. T2 also will be shut only for about 5 months. So August, September, I will have another 15 million coming in. So I have headroom for growth in both the places. Now, talking about second airport, there is enough scope for second airport also to actually grow, because we have seen a fantastic increase in the aviation sector, and with the kind of positive influence from government, as well as the different kind of new incentives, whether it is Udan scheme, whether it is any of the other supporting schemes which are actually coming in. It is going to keep on growing, and there is enough for both the airports to actually operate in a region and give better passenger experience.
Speaking of tariffs, of course, there have been several tariff increases, many of them driven by commercial considerations, many of them driven by higher ATF prices. Do you feel there would be any cushion as far as prices are concerned moving ahead? Because we understand skyrocketing prices on several routes, and I'm not just talking about special occasions like Diwali or New Year, but even other points of time where we have witnessed these price increases. Do you feel such cross-subsidization is possibly going to decrease such kind of price shocks? Because we understand the market is highly unregulated with respect to airfare prices, but do you feel there would be any cushion for passengers in the times to come?
Only thing that I can assure you is that airport charges are not the ones which contribute to that, because airport charges are only about 1.5 to 2% of the total base airfare charges. So, and even with this increase, possibly that 1.5% will go to about 2.5%. So that is not the contributing factor. The rest depends on demand and supply situation, because it's a dynamic pricing. So as the supply keeps on increasing of number of seats, definitely there should be easing off of the airfares. But I am not an expert to comment on that.
Well, that was a very interesting conversation that our colleague Abhimanyu had with the management there at Delhi International Airport. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Trading Hour. Stay tuned. Halftime Report is up next.